The Abiku phenomenon is a Yoruba myth that is well populated in the savanna region of West Africa, especially in Congo, Togo, Niger, and Nigeria, that literally means predestined to die. An Abiku is a child who is born but who then dies willfully. Sometimes, the child is born many times into a particular family. Although they may look like human beings, they are spirit beings. Sighting a suitable pregnant woman, an Abiku enters her womb, shooing away the fetus already growing inside, and positions itself there. Abikus have no standard life cycle. Every Abiku pledges to Mother Earth how long it intends to stay in the mortal world and will do everything it can to stick to that time frame. Some may pledge to die a few weeks after they arrive in the human world, a few months or a couple of years. They can also decide to return to the same family several times until the mother's body dries out with age, or to make the rounds with different mothers. Abikus seek each other's company throughout their stay with the humans. When the whole house is asleep, the infant transforms into a grown-up to meet with its fellow sojourners and transforms back into an infant right before dawn. They are fond of forests, bush paths, and roads. They also like to live inside of trees, iroko, baobab, and silk cotton. They may hang around anthills and dung hills. Apparently, they come out when it is hot and sunny. These places are totally avoided by pregnant women, especially right before dawn and after really dark nights. The Yorubas believe that deep down, Abikus envy the human and their mortality, which they consider as a gift, something they can never experience, the peace only death can bring. But an Abiku hungers for power, and as such, a slave to its hunger, hence the endless cycle of death and rebirth, all worth it. They derive power from every penny parents spend curing and treating them to prevent them from dying, or money spent visiting a witch doctor. The tears shed by its mother is considered precious, like a diamond or more than it. The Abiku collects these tears and sells it very expensive in the spirit world. This would account why an Abiku prefer to die young, beautiful, tender, and deeply loved, which means more sorrow, more pain, and more tears for the mother, all the things an Abiku need for power and fame in the spirit world. On whether an Abiku can be cured of its obsession with dying, only 3 possible techniques are widely known. The first would be to visit a witch doctor or a pastor in order to earth the Abiku. The earthing means to try and force the Abiku adopt its human family as its true and only family. The second is naming the child. It could be a name that begs the child and try to cajole it into staying, name like Elo, which means to appeal, Orohage, which means wait and see, Pakuti, which means shun death and stop dying. It could be a name that is more hopeful, like Kokomo, which means it will not die again. It could be a name of complaint like Kosako, which means no more hoe is available to dig any grave, and Wako, which means we are yet to find a hoe to dig a grave, and lastly, a name of contempt like Aya, which means a common dog, Oku, which means the dead, Teputan, which means no longer feared, respected, and cherished. The third involves mutilating the dead body of the Abiku when all attempts to save it has failed. The theory behind this is that although Abiku shuttle between the spirit and the human world, Hittite life is not supposed to take its toll on the Abiku's body. An Abiku could be excommunicated for returning to the spirit world with a mark or a burnt body. Banished from the spirit world, it is forced to make a life for itself in the mortal world.